This week on the season premiere of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Accused me of lying about my father's memorial.
No, that wasn't me. I got caught up in their mess.
Excuse me? That was the most hurtful thing a friend has ever done to me.
Let's just one at a time.
You said that I wrote unauthorized material.
Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 5, Episode 1. Let's get right into this. You guys, I love Salt Lake City. I'm so glad it's back. I'm going to be honest. Season 4, last season, was so good that I didn't even know if it can be topped. I still don't know, but I'm definitely seated because, like I said, I love this franchise. Every single season has been just so good. So, the episode opens up with Heather Gay, who I really like. Unpopular opinion. I know a lot of people don't like her, but I consider her one of the MVPs. And she's so much thinner. She looks great. They're calling her the poster child for Ozempic, but look, she looks good. So, the editors of Salt Lake City love to make these little dramatic intros, so they kind of go around to each of the women. But the first scene is Lisa Barlow going over to a place where she's hosting a party. It's outdoors, where you can see the beautiful mountains and the snow. So actually, the entire episode is this party. So the entire episode was an event, which I thought was pretty cool. So it's a Valentine's Day party that Lisa is calling besos, which means kisses in Spanish. But there's already drama. So Lisa's a little upset that Whitney recently did a podcast saying some things about Lisa that weren't so nice. And then you guys, the people started arriving. And y'all, Mary and Angie are really good friends now. Mary went from saying, "Who's Angie? Don't call me girl," to now being besties with each other. I love that. Mary is so funny and crazy that you never know what to expect. And I also like Angie, not gonna lie. Then this girl named Bronwyn walks on in with an outfit with a huge heart. So Bronwyn is the new housewife this season. Lisa says that she's known her for years. Right out the bat, we already know that she's going to bring these over-the-top crazy outfits that will be interesting. She also looks like a fun person. She did some event in Paris, so she really likes fashion and clothing and all that. She's married to a man who's 27 years older than her, and she has a 17-year-old daughter. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of her. Meredith gets there. And then the last one to arrive was Whitney. And you guys, it was 10 minutes into the episode and Whitney was already getting on my nerves. I was like already annoyed. She says that her personal life has been very good, but she isn't really in the best place with the women as far as being friends with them. But she came to the party. I was just thinking, Whitney, how are you going to come to someone's party? You don't even greet the host. Like, what? There's also a lady named Brittany who is going to be a friend of the show, and she is friends with Heather. And it was really funny because she goes up to Bronwyn and says, "Hey, I love your costume." And then Bronwyn and Mary kind of tag team Brittany and say, "Costume? Costume? This is not a costume. This is a fashion piece. We don't wear costumes. We wear fashion." I was like, okay, calm down, Bronwyn, calm down. And then Mary is talking about her closet having so many pieces of clothing, and Brittany is saying some crazy things like she was poor when she was a child and she carried food in her bag, and then y'all know Mary, so she was like, "Oh, that sounds kind of gross." And then Brittany's all like, "Well, if you would have been poor when you were a child, then you would have known what it's like." So just based off of this first interaction, Mary already don't like Brittany. The way she was saying all these weird things, I know it was kind of awkward. And this Brittany lady apparently is also dating a guy who's like royalty to the Mormons, but she broke up with him today, like the day of the party. One thing that I appreciated about this premiere is that they didn't pretend that Monica didn't happen. They might have not like mentioned her like explicitly, but they definitely, kind of referred back to that, the whole situation. Like throughout the episode, they would show flashbacks and things like that. Then, you guys, Meredith confronts Whitney. And it's funny because this exact same thing happened on the first episode of last season. So Meredith is mad at Whitney and says, "What is your problem with me?" Because over the break, Whitney launched bath bombs. Meredith has bath bombs too. And Meredith feels like this is a dig towards her coming from Whitney, and that she feels that Whitney is trying to say that she doesn't want to be her friend. But Whitney says, "I've been selling bath bombs for a long time." Something else, though, that is bothering Meredith is that she feels like she was held accountable for some of the things that were later revealed that it was Reality Von Teese that put them out. And she would like an apology from some of these people, in which she probably is referring to Angie. So then Angie, the Greek, goes up to Meredith and says, "I heard you've been going around asking for an apology. And here are some of the things that I would like an apology." And then you guys, she pulls out a scroll. She opens it and it goes down looking at like the Declaration of Independence. "We the people demand an apology." And she lists all the things that she wants Meredith to apologize for. For example, saying that she was part of the Greek mafia. Encouraging somebody to sue her, sharing rumors about her marriage. Listen, I love Meredith, but this was very creative. So props to Angie. It was creative and it was hilarious. Meredith didn't think it was too funny though, but it was. So Lisa then gathers everyone and tells them that it's time to go eat inside. So they sit, eat, and get to know each other. I had forgotten, or I don't even know if I knew, that Whitney has stepkids, but the reason she mentioned that was because Bronwyn is saying that she has stepkids too. One of her stepkids, though, when he's a guy, he's older than her. That is crazy. Trying to think, how does that feel? Like, oh, I don't know. Then somebody brings up Angie's scroll. And Heather says that it was kind of mean, kind of unnecessary. But Angie says, "No, absolutely not." She says, "Meredith told someone to take my house. I have kids." Meredith says, "I'm not engaging." And Angie says, "Don't tell someone to sue me for my house. You rent a house. I own mine." Damn. Angie was on a roll. They had to tell her to stop talking about it because she just kept going. She was not going to let it go that Meredith encouraged Monica to sue her for the house. So then Whitney and Lisa argue because Whitney asks Lisa, "What's your problem with me?" And Lisa says, "Well, you did a podcast and your podcast was all about me. You talked about me." Whitney says, "Well, maybe because you're so self-absorbed, all you heard was you, but it wasn't all about you. It was about 2 hours." Lisa says that Whitney should have some love for herself after all this time of being on her healing journey. And Whitney then asks her specifically, what did Lisa not like about what she said on the podcast? And Lisa says, "Well, you lied about me. You bashed me and you disparaged my character." Whitney says, "No, I didn't lie. I talked about my experience with you, which is not a lie." Whitney then says that she heard that Lisa has been talking about her this week. And Lisa asks, "Well, who told you that I was talking about you?" Turns out it was Angie, you guys. Because Whitney bought a new house recently and Angie went to go visit her, kind of give her a little housewarming gift. And Angie told Whitney that Lisa was mad at her. So right now, when Lisa finds out that it was Angie, she loses her mind. She starts screaming, pointing the finger, getting up and shouting, saying that she feels isolated, that she can't talk in front of Angie anymore because now she has betrayed her trust. So at this point, she's kind of fighting both Whitney and Angie. And Lisa then gets a glass and throws it on the floor and smashes it. That was a little extra. Whitney says, "I said that you were the villain and I stand by it." And Lisa says, "Okay, I'll be your villain then, bitch." So they're still going back and forth, and Whitney is adamant that she is not a liar. She says, "I am not a liar. I have never lied about anything." So that's where all hell broke loose, because then Heather jumps on in and says, "You lied about my book." Then Meredith jumps on in and says, "You lied about my father's memorial." So you got all of these people now jumping in, going down the list of all the things that Whitney lied about. You lied about Mary running a cult. You lied about all of us having affairs. You lied and said that I was exploiting your vagina. You are a liar. So you had the entire group screaming at Whitney. And listen, I don't like people getting ganged up on, but this was needed. Whitney needed to hear everything that she did, especially if she's claiming that she didn't do it. Lisa then says something about Whitney's healing journey, and Whitney says, "Oh, you're using that as a weapon against me, and you know what? F you, Lisa Barlow." So Lisa says, "Then you can leave my party." So she leaves, and then Angie goes next to her, and Lisa says, "Well, Angie can leave too." Wow. And that was the end. Now, that's a season premiere, you guys. I'm telling you, the fact that it was the first episode, them coming back, I was entertained. I'll tell you that much. I really do love Salt Lake City because all of them bring it, and I love that Mary is full-time housewife now. Like I said, I'm looking forward to see what Bronwyn's going to bring. And yeah, I'm really excited that the Salt Lake City women are back. So you guys, let me know what your thoughts were about this first episode. Did you enjoy it as much as I did? And what did you think about all of them coming at Whitney? Because like I said, I think it's warranted. But y'all let me know what your thoughts are. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a great one. Bye.